Hey guys, Thea here. I'm gonna be taking you on another day in my life, but this time it's October edition. So I start off my day on October 26th by going on a group ride with the Galway Bay Cycling Club. It's a group of older men and women that go on group rides every Sunday. They're very inviting. Today we did 50 miles. I'm on a cycling team back home, so I try and keep up with the training. I went to the grocery store after that and made some food before I started making my way to the Muckness Halloween Galway Festival. This is a must-do in Galway, I've heard, so I decided to check it out with a few of my friends. There were so many people, and the parade itself was just outstanding. I have no words. So I've heard that Halloween is so big in Ireland because of a festival that was practiced 2,000 years ago in Ireland. Not this one specifically, but a different one called Sohin. And it was celebrated between October 31st and November 1st, when the veil between the living and the dead was believed to be at its thinnest. Celts would light big fires to scare off the evil spirits, and they would disguise in animal fibers in order to not look human so the evil spirits wouldn't enter their body. I've also heard the jack-o'-lantern was invented in Ireland, and it's something they brought over to the States. Me and my friends didn't know this then, but it's a tradition to follow the parade through the streets of Galway as it moves forward. So we filed in behind them and started to follow them for a bit. We eventually turned off and went our own ways because the next day, Monday the 27th, was not your typical Monday. It was not your typical Monday because it was a national bank holiday in Ireland, which basically means the whole country gets the day off. No classes, no lectures, just a well-deserved break. And yes, that day did involve going to horse races. The students dress up in semi-formal clothing and they go to these horse races. And it can get pretty intense because people are betting big money on the horses that are predicted to win. I personally just bet maybe €1 or two on some of the horses that were predicted to get last because I wanted to give them a little bit of hope. And then just like that, it was Tuesday, jumping into the beginning of the week. It was such a nice morning. I was so ready to go to campus like 2 hours early just to work on some assignments before class. But then it started downpouring rain, so I decided to stay home and take some notes, study a little bit, journal a little bit, set my intentions for the day. It finally got sunny out, so then I left, packed my lunch, grabbed my coffee, went out the door, and walked to campus. I love the walk to campus. It's just so beautiful. I love my route. I sometimes just like listen to music or put on a podcast and zone out a little bit. I went to my first class. It was an archaeology course. It's called Space, Place, and Irish Landscape. This was my only class for the day, which was so nice. After class, I walked through campus to get to the pharmacy, but I had to go through the concourse first, which is like the meeting area where all the classes are. You pass this big yellow thing, which is kind of like the school's mascot because they don't have one, so that's what they put on all the shirts. I went to the pharmacy, got my face wash I needed, then went to the library, scanned in with my ID, found my favorite library spot. Nobody was there in that chair, so took it. Then I needed to lock in because I have some exams coming up. So I actually ended up staying at the library for 4 hours. I did not realize how much time had gone past, but I was so happy I wasn't outside because you never know with Irish weather. It's always going to rain randomly, and it was raining randomly a lot today. Happy I stayed inside. Then I packed up and decided to go to the gym. Reminder, drink water. I did not drink enough water today. I scanned out and started making my way to the gym. I want to take a little break right here to talk a little bit more about the Gilman scholarship and how it made it possible for me to study abroad in Galway. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about the price breakdown for this trip and how Gilman was able to help me with making this trip possible, and how it might make studying abroad possible for anybody watching this as well. So I chose this program called the Aspire program at IU, Indiana University. Basically, you just pay your normal tuition, like that I pay at IU, towards University of Galway. And I have a scholarship called 21st Century Scholars, and I get tuition help based off my parents' income. Luckily, I was able to have tuition covered through that 21st Century Scholarship. I'm so thankful to have another scholarship called the Group Scholarship, and that helps pay for housing, groceries, and some books as well. And then with the Gilman Scholarship, I was given $3,000, and that went towards paying my rent and house needs. So, yeah. Overall, through all those 3 scholarships, I was able to completely afford this program. Had it not been for the Gilman Scholarship, I probably would not have done it. I was working 2 jobs this past summer with the city of Fort Wayne, where I'm from in Indiana, and also waitressing at 2 different restaurants. So 3 jobs. That's just to buy gifts and clothing and lots of, random, I want to try new foods. I knew that money was going to be used. I still needed additional help with housing. With Galway being in a housing crisis right now, it made it extremely difficult to find affordable housing. So I really wasn't sure that I would be able to do this program because of that. Having that aid from the Gilman Scholarship really made that possible for me. Okay, I just threw a lot of information at you. I apologize. I just didn't know another way to better inform you guys. But I'm just going to break it down into some quick numbers. And I rounded up to the nearest 100, if that helps. Tuition, it was about $5,000. Housing and things I needed to buy for my living conditions was about $4,600. September, October, November, and December. Last thing, transportation, groceries, gifts, trying out restaurants, just buying new clothes, socks, random necessities, that equated to about. When I was rewatching this, I realized I did some of the math wrong. So it actually equated to about $8,000. So that takes me from $5,000 for tuition, $4,600 for housing and utilities, housing fees, and then $8,000 for transportation, food, basic necessities in Galway was about $17,600 for the whole program. Sounds like a lot, but there are so many scholarships out there. Gilman, I highly recommend looking into it. Gilman made this possible for me. Sounds so scary, but don't let it scare you off. I was almost scared off by it, but I just applied anyways, and worst comes to worst, I just had to pull out my application, but I ended up moving forward with it. I really recommend. Okay, I'm done sharing all the information about the Gilman Scholarship for this video, so now let's get back to the day in the life. So we left off, I was walking to the gym. I finally got there, did a little bike workout and some weights. I don't think I mentioned this before, but you do have to pay for a gym membership separately. It's not with the school fees, and that was €160 for the semester. It went into the fees where it was basic necessities for me. On the walk home, it was so dark. It was only 5 p.m., 6 p.m. maybe, but so dark. I love all the Halloween decorations getting put out. Ireland does Halloween so good. I finally got home and made some traditional Irish stew, a recipe I found online. First time making this ever. I had a lot of carrots, potatoes, chicken, spinach. Somebody that I met at the Galway Bay Cycling Club group ride told me that you have to try Irish stew before you leave. And it's not really on a lot of menus of places I've seen, so I just decided to make it. After that, I chilled, watched a little show, had my tea, and went to bed. I hope you liked this video. Comment if you have any questions about my trip or the Gilman Scholarship. I will be posting another video for November and following that, a video for December, so stay tuned.